is the centerpiece of Black culture. It's a symbol of identity, creative expression, and freedom. Black people often choose to wear protective hairstyles like braids, twists, and locks to maintain healthy hair and prevent breakage. These hairstyles can be worn for long stretches of time without constant manipulation, requiring a lot of creativity and time. Created specifically to maintain and complement the hair texture that is prevalent in Black culture. Many African groups braided hair to identify with their tribes. Braids indicated wealth, marital status, power, and religion. These traditions still exist today. Currently, there are a multitude of Black Muslim women that wear hair wraps in representation of their religion.
Hi, my name is Amira McCree, and I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to wear your hijab. Now, women wear their hijab differently, but I'm going to show you how I wear my hijab. Now, first, we're going to talk about the materials that I use. First, I use 2 scarves, one as my outer scarf, one as my underscarf, and then I have my push pins. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on tying my underscarf. Now for my underscarf, I like to use a square scarf. Now I take the square scarf, make sure it's completely spread out, okay? Then I take it and I fold it over like a triangle. Okay, see the triangle? All right, and then I take it and I proceed to place it on my head. Okay, I make sure both ends are even. All right, and I proceed to tie it to the back. Bear with me 1 second here. So I'm going to tie it, pull it apart. Tighten it to your liking. Now I usually have a little ponytail to the back. So what I do is I take this, the edges here, I wrap it around my ponytail, tie it underneath, and tuck what's left over inside here. All right, so as you can see, all right. Now, the next step is I'm going to do my outer scarf. So I take my oblong scarf here. Okay. I'm going to place it on my head. Now, with my inner scarf, you know with my inner scarf, I made sure the edges were even. When it comes to my outer scarf, I like to make it uneven, because I like to have more on the side that I'm going to wrap it around. So I usually pull it. I like to have a little bit of my underscarf showing. And I usually have the shorter part, like maybe like right below your shoulder, a few inches below your shoulder. I like to make sure it's nice and secure. Next thing you do, I grab my push pins. Now I usually do 2, one for each side. So I'm going to take one side. Now the push pins are to keep or hold the scarf in place. So I'm going to take it. Okay. Now some women don't use push pins because, again, everybody does their scarves differently. But I use push pins to keep everything in place. So I take it, I put it, as you can see where I put it here, like right in front of your ear area. So right there, and as you can see, my scarves are in place. Now, I take the longer part and I wrap it around. Okay, so as you can see, it's here. Now, some people will use another push pin to pin it to the back. I like to use pretty little pins, and whatever color I might be wearing that day. So like, let's say for example, if I'm wearing blue, like you can see this scarf, or excuse me, this pin matched nicely with my scarf here. So I'll wear something to match with it, and I'll pin it right like in the middle of the top of my head, like the back portion. Okay, I'll pin it here, and I fix it, adjust it accordingly, and that's it. So now I am ready to go. I have my scarf in place. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.
Today, we take pride in showcasing the multitude of hairstyles that are worn. Our elaborate accessories and styles are donned with confidence and significance. Despite the many adversities faced because of it, the intricate weaving of our hair represents solidarity and a direct connection of our heritage today, linking us back to our origins. Braids carry and signify the long history of resistance, oppression, and freedom, while simultaneously serving a purposeful use of protecting our hair. Accessories like scarves, bonnets, and do-rags are commonly used to keep our hairstyles beat and hair groomed. Braids were also used as a sense of direction, like a map, during slavery to communicate with others without having to use any words. During this time, anti-literacy laws were passed which prohibited slaves from being literate. So the idea of communication without the act of speaking was simply ingenuous. Each braid or plait had a purpose of indicating how many roads to walk or where a meetup point was at. Later in 1786, the Tignon laws were implemented in cities like New Orleans. These laws required women to wear a tignon, which is a scarf or handkerchief, over their hair to signify that they were members of the slave class. Regardless of if they were free or enslaved, these laws had the sole purpose to regulate and control the appearance and behavior of Black women.